Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. Today I was messing around on Cardladder Indexes, which I am inclined to do pretty often. And I wanted to take a little bit closer look to see who has been the best investment since the year 2004. Kobe, LeBron, or Jordan. So I've gone to Cardladder, I pulled up their indexes overall, which is sort of an amalgamation of all of their cards that are included in the Cardladder Index. And all three of these players have a really high number of cards included in that index. So it's a good deviation from low end to high end, different grades, 10s to 5s and everything in between. And then I also took a look at which would be a better investment from the year 2004, the LeBron Topps Chrome PSA 10, the Kobe Topps Chrome PSA 10, or the Jordan 86 Fleer PSA 10. Again, talking about LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan's sort of flagship go-to commodity card type rookie cards. And then I looked at that from the year 2004. So I'm going to share that with you today. I was, to be honest with you, pretty astonished at what I discovered. But we've got Cardladder pulled up here on your screen. And so I've opened Cardladder on the, and then I've gone down here to this icon on your left that says compare. I clicked that, and then I clicked indexes. I plugged in Kobe, I plugged in Jordan, and I plugged in LeBron James. This chart's not going to be super helpful since it's so long ago. It all kind of looks like one big same color line. But what I want to focus your attention on down here is that I've got LeBron is the blue up here, Kobe is the purple, and Jordan is the green. All of them start in 2004 with a normalized 1,000 start value for their index. And if you look at the growth since the year 2004, right? This is when Cardladder data tracking starts, is 2004. The LeBron is up 70x, right? And I say the LeBron. It's these 956 cards right here on your screen that are included in the LeBron James index. We've looked at indexes before. If you're not familiar with it, if you're a Cardladder Pro member, you can go look at their index and click on it, and you can see all 956 cards. Again, it's not 956 different cards. It is 956. The 2003 Topps Chrome, if it's a 10, 9, 8, 7, that's 4 cards, right? So it's variations of the same card in some situations, many situations, but it's 956 different data points. Kobe's got 990, as you can see here on your screen. And then Jordan has a whopping 1,595 for him. Now, what's interesting is I'm looking over here at this percentage change because this is really all I care about. I want to know if I put 10 grand in the year 2004 and spread it throughout LeBron cards of various grades, what would my investment have yielded? Well, this is an interesting comparison because LeBron is 70x. It's up 6,951, 69.5 x. That is a staggering number and astonishing. I'm really surprised to see that. But what's most astonishing is that it's more than twice Kobe and it's more than 3 times Jordan. That really shocked me, is that Kobe has been a better investment from the year 2004 forward than Michael Jordan has. Part of that is the higher starting point for Jordan cards, right? Jordan was, let's see, in 2004, I think it was well established that he was the greatest player that ever lived. Even the LeBron jockeys, the ultra-modern LeBron pumpers right now would agree that in 2004, nobody considered anybody close to Jordan's status as far as the greatest of all time. The closest would be Kareem and Wilt probably, because LeBron was just getting off to the beginning of his career. But, I mean, look at these numbers. That is nuts at how much higher a yield LeBron James cards and Kobe Bryant cards had than Michael Jordan cards had from the year 2004 moving forward. However, let's start to pare this down and narrow it down. Remember, this is their index. This is not one card. This is their index. If we look at 2 years, in the last 2 years, we get a similar result, right? So LeBron is 550% increase over the last 2 years. And again, if you look at the chart, this is not going to be surprising. Everything went way up, and then everything came down and adjusted. Everything went way up, even for Jordan, and then everything came down a little bit and adjusted. The same thing, it was a very steep increase in the index for LeBron as well, and then it came down here over the last year. But what we're starting to see over the last 2 years is Jordan's narrowing the gap, right? And so now LeBron is not even double the return of Jordan over the last 2 years. If we narrow it down even more to the last year, now we start to see the bloodbath. Jordan is actually up 12.5% over the last year. LeBron is down 5% over the last 365 days. Kobe is down a whopping 40% over the last 365 days. It's really amazing when you take a step back and you take a little bit much bigger picture macro type look. You can see these cards go down or up this much, and the disparity is pretty staggering there. If we go to the last 6 months, Jordan is still on the uptick. LeBron is still slightly on the downtick, and Kobe has at least started to flatten that curve. When we go to the last 3 months for their indexes, they're all down, which is not encouraging, but Jordan is relatively flat. LeBron is down 9%, so LeBron's decrease is actually starting to increase, and it probably coincides with people concluding that he might not make the playoffs, and even if they do, the Lakers might not have a chance. Kobe's cards, despite not playing, are down 20% over the last 3 months. And then if we shorten this to the last 1 month, LeBron is down 1.56%, Kobe's down 10%, Jordan's down 2.49%. If we look at the last 2 weeks, again, that's not a huge sample size, but you can kind of see a pretty good chunk of sales here. LeBron's even, Jordan's 1.71, and Kobe has started to flatten out. So it's kind of hard to tell on those graphs. But what I thought was fascinating was the distinction between all time, where LeBron far out yields Kobe and Jordan, which, again, I would have assumed Jordan. Part of it is just me paying attention to the 86 Fleer. And then and then all the parallels and inserts from the 90s, of course. But if we look at the 2 years, Jordan starts to narrow that gap on LeBron. And then if we look at 1 year, Jordan is taking a massive lead to where Jordan cards are actually starting to rise again. Again, at least over the last year. We saw they're all having some trouble over the last few months. But let's take a look at their particular cards, right? So I've got pulled up what I think are probably their most recognizable rookie cards. These are not their best cards. These are not the most affordable cards. I'm not saying you should go buy these cards. I'm also not saying there's not better cards of each of these players. There might be, but these are their sort of highly recognizable, iconic, flagship, rookie cards. And again, Kobe's going to have the greening issue, right? Jordan's, super hype, crazy population report, but PSA 10 still a steady 319, 320, whatever the case may be. And then LeBron, you've got his Topps Chrome base on here as well. So you can see their pop right here. They've got Jordan at a pop 318, Kobe's at a pop 833, and LeBron's at a pop 2182. If we look at just these 3 cards, again, I am astonished. The Jordan has outpaced, the LeBron has outpaced the Jordan since the year 2004. That just really surprises me. And again, obviously part of it is it started with a $201 starting value, right? So it had more meat on the bone, more room to run, of course. But the Jordan was only a $6,000 card in PSA 10 back in 2004. So if we're looking just at these cards, again, it's LeBron 1, the Jordan Fleer 2, and then a Kobe, a very distant third, less than half of the Jordan as far as percentage return on investment from the year 2004. Let's narrow this like we did with the index to the last 2 years. Now we see the Jordan really pull away and go gangbusters, right? So over the last 2 years, Jordan has outgained the LeBron Chrome by 4x, and almost the same with Kobe. Well, almost 4x, not quite 4x. Well, really, a little bit more than 3. So 3.5x, something like that. So Jordan's yielded almost a 3x, a little bit more than 3x return over the LeBron and the Kobe. If we narrow it again, and you can see what all these cards have done, obviously the Jordan being so valuable, the graph gets a little skewed because the purple, you'll see the purple, and these really look flat, but they're really not. If we took the Jordan off, they wouldn't look flat at all. If we go to 1 year, we see that's where the bloodbath begins, right? Because we're starting from when? We're starting from last April 26th, was just at the end of the, the March 2021 bubble that burst. And so one thing I did hear the other day on social media, or was on some content provider's YouTube channel, at some point, these looking at the last year charts aren't going to be quite so red and bloody, right? It's going to, start from like late summer of 2021 instead of starting it just after the bubble burst. And so all of this red death that we're looking at is not going to quite be so bad. So what you're going to see when we change this from 1 year to 6 months to 3 months, I haven't looked, but my guess is these percentage drops are going to go down because we're starting to see a flattening of that price recovery. So let's see what happens here. So even then, you know, the Jordan's only down 42% over the last year. The LeBron and the Kobe are getting absolutely smashed. In the last 6 months, the percentages are down a little bit here. 34% Kobe, 34% Jordan, 41% LeBron. And again, remember, there's going to be a lot more price points for Kobe and LeBron than a PSA 10 Jordan because it's a $250,000 card. At the time, it was $350,000 6 months ago. If we go to 3 months, those percentages are seriously shrinking now to where it looks like we're seeing a flattening or a calming of the market, right? A little bit less panic. The LeBron's down 1%. I'm going to call that flat over the last 3 months, which is great to see because I've got a ton of those PSA 10 LeBron Chromes. I shouldn't say a ton. I've got a large quantity of LeBron Chromes in PSA 10 and 9 condition and some BGS as well. I don't own a single Kobe. I just never got into that Kobe market. I don't own a single Kobe Chrome, I should say. I own a few Kobe's. And then the Jordan is down, 17% at 240. Again, remember this Jordan number can really swing wildly. There's only been 7 sales in the last 3 months, depending on the condition or the PWCC sticker or the Mike Baker gold or this or that, or just the centering of the card itself. It can swing it one way or another. It wouldn't be out of, crazy to think that a Jordan could sell for $350, next week if it's a super pristine looking copy. So that Jordan 16.6 is a little misleading. If we look at the last 1 month, this is not going to give us very many Jordan price points, but we will see that the Kobe PSA 10 seems to have hit the bottom and bounced back. The last 2 sales are actually almost a 21% increase. So, and the LeBron is still there at a steady, it's minus 2.45, but to me, that's kind of a steady deal. I really want to look at this LeBron. Let's take the Kobe and the Jordan out, and let's just look at the LeBron over like the last 3 months. There you go. It's really almost flat. I'm not trying to hype this LeBron PSA 10 card. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell the bottom is because I didn't buy there. I bought much higher than this, which is most unfortunate. But if we look at the last 6 months, that LeBron card is pretty significantly down from the 15.8 to the 9.3. I think we're probably at the bottom. If we look at the last month again, I think we're probably at the bottom or very, very close to it just from what I see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I just wanted to take a quick gander at these 3 important cards, 3 of the most collectible players in the hobby. I just wanted to kind of see where their flagship cards and what their indexes were doing. I really am shocked. Tell me in the comments, are you shocked that LeBron was that much better of an investment? Again, all cards in the index included. Obviously, you could have picked certain Jordan cards, PMG Reds or Greens or, 86 Fleer, whatever. But are you shocked that that LeBron had that disparate of a larger return over Kobe and Jordan? I was pretty shocked. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, nothing to conclude here, nothing to see here. Just wanted to share some data and let you guys know where my mind wanders to during the day when I've got a little bit of free time on my hands. Just always looking to see where the bottom is. I like to buy low and sell high, and sometimes these indexes can really help, even on historical transcendent players whose resume is already set in stone. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.